Hey all, welcome back. I'm Erin, the Two Martini Stitcher. My pronouns are she, her, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I was doing pretty good at the beginning of the year, the first part of the year, doing little vlog style updates and putting them all together and uploading them. And then life happened. It got really exciting. I mean, lots of fun things going on, but really busy. End of May, June, July, August, then September and October happened as well. So, but I'm back. I've done some fun things. I'll save life update for the end if I have time. I'm trying to fit this in while my husband went for a haircut but he's bringing back dinner. So it's actually quiet in the house for a moment. And so I'll save life update for the end, but I have done some really fun things. In September, I went to Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, which is the retreat that is put on by Acorns and Threads. A lot of people call it Pinwis or Summit. So I did that in September, and then I went to Stitch New England in October. That is the retreat that is run by Pam, who owns Stitch New England. Her channel is Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Got to check her out. Pam's amazing. So I went to that, and I just took the train down a couple days ago, back down to Acorns for a little just stitch day at the shop. So there's been lots of fun things. I cannot possibly show everything that I've been working on since I last saw you in like April. However, I did want to get back because I did some fun things, and I have big plans for 2024 and 2025. So I wanted to kind of share those and hopefully just put it out to the world to hold me accountable for my big, exciting plans and goals. And so I'm going to hit the highlights. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the highlights from the fall and like late summer, early fall. And I'll show you what I've been working on recently and plans and all the things. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty, so might be a little chaotic. That's not actually unusual, even when I'm scheduling, when I'm on a regular schedule and doing videos regularly. But let's get going. Yeah. So the first thing I have like a pile, just a mess pile going on over here. But let's go back to September because July I was not home. I think I was home 3 days in July, and then I spent August kind of recuperating from that. And it's also just a very busy time of year for me for my work. August is, and so then September came around, and I did Sampler September with Evertotes. This was a set that I purchased at Stitch North. I went to Stitch North in May, and they had the sample here of this amazing pattern. I'm sure you've all seen this by now, but Maximum Cross Stitch. Our own Ellen did September's Revenge, and they had the model there, and all of us decided we were going to stitch it. So I bought the kit. I kind of put together my own kit from Evertotes. So I got the pattern. I got a wedge bottom bag for knitting because I didn't need another project, but I did get all of so I got the pattern and a bag, just not the cross stitch project bag, and I got all of the flosses. I didn't get fabric because I have lots of fabric here. But the flosses were amazing. I chose Milk and Tea by Color and Cotton for mine, and got on a Zoom with all of our friends that had purchased it at Stitch North and we started it together September 1st. I have never stayed on top of a Sal in my life. And it did take me a couple extra days, but y'all, look at that. I finished it like October 3rd, 2nd or 3rd. It took me a couple extra days, but look at how amazing this is. Oh, I was so proud of myself. This was just a really fun, addictive stitch. I am not a monogamous stitcher, y'all, and I stitched on this in September, other than when I went to Pinwis. I didn't stitch on it at Pinwis. I had other stuff going on that I was working on. So that was quite a return back to stitching in the fall for me, being successful for the very first time at a stitch along, and that was a fantastic stitch along. I am sure that you can still get this chart and the flosses from Evertotes. It was fantastic. Fantastic stitch. Then when I went to Pinwis, my main goal there was to stitch my small for the Smalls Exchange for Stitch New England, which I did. I don't have it because I FFO'd it and turned it into a Smalls Exchange, but I will put a picture of my like finished FFO'd Smalls Exchange piece here. So that was actually a freebie chart from Beth Twist at Heartstring Samplery. So I'm sure that that's on her website somewhere. So that's just a free chart. I just pulled some, pretty sure they were all Color and Cotton stash flosses, and don't even know what the fabric was. Something. I think it was a 30, I can't even remember what count it was. I had measured and I knew what count I needed for it to fit on the top of that jar. So I took that and I stitched that. I also started, which I did not bring over. I started while I was there, the design from Ink Circles from Tracy Horner. That was one of the kits. There are two designers at Pinwis. This year it was Tracy Horner of Ink Circles and Jody Rice of Satsuma Street. Both amazing and lovely, and we had the best time with them. Amazing, amazing kits. I didn't bring either one over with me. I started the Ink Circles one and worked on it for like a day, and that was it. So yeah, so that was that. That was Pinwis. Ooh, while I was there, I think maybe I bought the flosses while I was there for Clouds Over Veerland, because that might potentially be a start next year. We'll see. But one of the things I did get while I was there was I had dropped off in May a few things to be fully finished for their soft finisher, Jolinda Fully Finished, and I picked up the finished items. They called me like 2 weeks before Pinwis and said, "Oh, your items are ready. Do you want us to mail them to you?" And I said, "I'm going to be there in a couple weeks. I will pick them up." Now, spoiler alert, I have decided that I am never picking things up, like finished items up at Acorns and Threads, without also dropping more off. It's just going to, because I have a tub of finished items that need to be fully finished. And yes, I can absolutely do it. I have a sewing machine. I know how to use it. The problem is I don't like to. I prefer to stitch. So in some cases I will fully finish, but there are other ones that are just going to languish. And one of the things that tends to languish in my tub are things that need to be a drum. So I got 2 drums back. The first, look at this. Oh, this is an exclusive to Acorns and Threads, this chart. It's a blue flower. I think it's called Acorn Drum. It's on their website under exclusives. But look at this. Oh my goodness. When I bought it, I think you just get the chart now. When it was first released, it was like a full kit. Look how good the finishing is. This is like just a pretty wool. Absolutely amazing. When I bought it, it came with kitted with the silks and 40 count fabric, which at the time I was too scared. I was too scared to do the 40 count. So I did it on 36. Pretty sure. Yep. Because it's one strand of silk. So that is the first drum. It's so good. It's sitting out in my office. And then this is the second drum that I had her do. Look at this one. The purple on the bottom and the top. These are my pins that I stuck in there. I think these were from Lady Dot Creates, and they were a fundraiser for Ukraine when the invasion first happened. Long time ago. They're still fighting. So they've got little sunflowers on them, and I thought they looked perfect in this. Now this chart is from, I'm forgetting, but I think it's called Quaker Sunshine. It was a stitch along, and I stitched it in Mrs. Seda Silks. I think it was charted for Dinky Dyes, and I did a Mrs. Sada's conversion. The fabric is Bestitch Me, which I think Brandy dyed specifically for this stitch along. It's been a while. I should be better prepared and have my chart. Why am I forgetting the name of the designer? It's the one who does like Quakers over France and Quakers over Holland. Like all of y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, you're probably yelling at me, and I will put it, I'll have it in text down here because that's driving me nuts. But this was a much larger piece. So there was a whole quote, and then I don't know if this band repeated on the bottom or not, but there was another one. And I just decided once I had this done that was all I was going to do of it. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. I was just done. And at the time I thought, well, this is going to make a perfect, beautiful little drum. And look at it. It does. Look at their little birds. It's so pretty. It's so springy and summery and happy. And I think those pins go perfect. Ta-da. Okay. And then the last piece I had finished was Penny Autumn. And these two, I told Jolynn I wanted them drummed. And this one I said, do whatever you want to with. And look at this beautiful little like stand up plushy. Like it sits beautifully. It sits beautifully on my shelf. Little flower. Look how amazing this is. Fabric on the back and all the little wool trims. It looks fantastic. I'm so happy with them. I'm so happy with them. And I can't even remember what all I dropped off. I know I dropped off a set of hands-on design Christmas ornaments. I think I dropped off 4 things. I can't remember what the rest of them are. It'll be like my birthday and Christmas all over again when they're ready to pick up. It'll be a whole surprise of new finishes. So that was the highlights of like very high highlights of Pinwis. And yeah, so that was September. And then October came. And I visited, oh, I should show y'all what I've been working on. This has been my 24/7 stitch for a while. So whenever I'm home, this is the first thing I work on. So like all of August and September and October, and I am fixing for a finish on this, I think by the end of the year. And what I've been working on is cardinal points because I need to get this thing done before Leap Day. And look how close I am. I really am close. I have just this little corner left. Just this little corner left. It's so good, y'all. Look. So I've been working obviously down here. I think there's one more leaf on that tree to do. And I have another bunch of grapes and the rest of the flowers in that urn. I'm going to turn the border. But this, I think, is going to be done by the end of the year. My Long Dog Leap Day Sal. Who would have thought? Did you doubt? Did you doubt I was going to get it done? I may have doubted I was going to get it done, but it's definitely going to get done. And I'm already planning my Long Dog Leap Day start for next year. So get ready. Get ready. If you joined us the first time, have you picked out another long dog? to start on leap day? If you didn't, do you want to start a long dog on leap day? Then you have 4 years. You have 4 years to finish it. Totally reasonable. The one I've chosen might be a little bigger than cardinal points. It'll be fine. Okay. So that's cardinal points. That's what I've been working on. The other thing that I have been working on, and I know that this is what I stitched most of August, getting ready for sampler September, was ink circles round robin. So I did my quarter of Michelle's piece, Ars Robotica, which I wonder if I took a picture of it. I hope I did. If I did, I'll put it here because it's amazing. It was amazing. Pink fabric and her floss choices were just incredible. And so now we're on the last quarter. We're on the home stretch at Acorns 2 days ago. Michelle was there and she finished her quarter of my piece after the roses. So I got to see it up close and it was like almost came home with me, but it's 3/4 of the way done. I'm so excited. So the one that I have to stitch on now, this is kind of jumping a little ahead to plans, is Hamsa Mandala. This is Jessie's piece. Love this green colorway, but wait until you see what Jessie chose. This is amazing. I'm so excited to stitch on this and finish it. Finish it! I'm going to get to finish it for them. Okay. Oh, look at that purple. And Jessie is a genius and split it so that we each did a full hand. So instead of splitting it on the quarters, where we would do like half this hand and half that hand, they split the chart so that we each did a full hand. So excited. I'm so excited. This is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. But I have some other things to get to first. But that is ink circles round robin. And I definitely worked on that. Matter of fact, I finished filling in Michelle's Ars Robotica at Pinwist. That was the first thing I did. I did that. I finished Ars Robotica, and then I did the Smalls Exchange, and then I started ink circles round robin. So that was really fun. And then the rest of September, I just stitched on cardinal points and sampler September. Then at the beginning of October, we were getting ready for, I finished September's Revenge right before leaving to go visit my daughter, who lives in New York at college. My husband and I went to visit her, spend a weekend with her, and then we did some driving around in New Hampshire. We went up to the White Mountains. It was lovely. And then I went to stitch New England. So the things that I stitched while I was at Stitching New England, the first goal I had was to start and finish, which I did while I was there. I have multiple projects in this bag. What's happening? A little something for my parents. I stitch them a little something for Christmas every year. Last year I did this one from Christmas Cheer by Jeanette Douglas. I think this came in a Christmas set from Carolyn and Evertotes a couple years ago, but I would assume that you can get this chart now. I'm going to assume that Jeanette Douglas has released it. Or maybe you can still get it at Evertotes, because it does call for a couple, a little bit of DMC and some Roxy floss, and I think maybe a couple other overdyes, but there are definitely, that's a overdye conversion I did, but it calls for these 3 Roxy flosses. So I would think that you could still get this on the Evertotes website. So you can go check it out. But I did this one for them the last year, and then I decided to do Joy for them this year. And that was a start and finish. Ta-da! It's so cute. And I'm going to fully finish this as a little pillow with some chenille trim, because that's how I did their Noel. And this I did on Parthenon by Color and Cotton, a 36 count Parthenon, which is just a perfect, just There, that's about right. It's just a creamy neutral, really pretty. So that was the first thing I did. I was determined to get that done. So I did that. And then when we went over to the shop, I decided I wanted to start as my retreat start, I'm Petty by, oh, here, I'll show it to you. Pam didn't have it. She didn't have the chart, but my friend Jackie had brought it with her because she was going to start it. And then I picked it up the other day at Acorns. Petty. Petty by Lucy Beam. Pray for me. I'm petty. I mean, it's perfection. This is so true. Pray for me. I'm petty. So my plan was to buy the chart and the flosses. I brought some neutral fabrics with me to the retreat, and this was going to be my retreat start. Pam didn't have the chart. She was out of it, but Jackie had it. And so it calls for gentle arts. It calls for some overdyed cottons. But, you know, when you go to a retreat, you have to kit something up in silk and start it. Those are just the rules. So I did this conversion to Belle Soie at Pam's shop. I just pulled the gentle arts. She has a fantastic shop. Go check her out. She has online. You can purchase from her online and she will ship. So I pulled all the cottons and then just went over to the silk wall and look at that. Look at them shine. And then I chose this Bestitch Me fabric, 36 count vintage. And I got a little bit of a start on it. I'll show you my start. So this is my start on Petty. Pray for me, I'm petty. Not bad. Not a bad little start. Look how good this fabric is. So good. What did I say this is? Vintage. Vintage by Bestitch Me. Boom. So that is my start on Petty. And then I got a start on it and I gave the chart back to Jackie. My friend Jackie, who is Mama Jack Makes. She did a fantastic retreat. She went through her bag and pulled all of her stuff out of her bag from retreat. So she did a good retreat recap. The other person who did a fantastic retreat recap is Memphis Sarah E. We were so lucky that we got to sit with Sarah and her friend Zan, who is Crazy Band Lady. They were an absolute blast. And then at the end of the first day, another lovely stitcher joined us who's kind of new to stitching, also named Sarah. I think she's Sarah K Knits, I believe. I believe that's right. She does a lot of knitting, but recently got into cross stitch. And that was really fun too. So, and I should show you the things that, but if you want a very thorough recap of Stitch New England, check out Memphis Sarah E. because she has the most amazing memory. She remembered everybody's name. I'm terrible with names. So that was fantastic recap if you want to watch a recap. But she had brought, look at these gorgeous scissor fobs, and had made like hundreds of them for dang near everybody at the retreat. Look at that. So she was a blast to sit with, and so was her friend Zan, who brought all of us at the table. Look at these. It's a quilted. This was like an antique quilt that she got at a estate sale or vintage shop, and cut it up and made these needle books. And then I used it to put all the like needle minders, because so many people, this one was at our table, but so many people come around with needle minders at retreats. And so I used it to put needle minders in, but look how beautiful this is as a needle book. We told her she used to sell them. I'm losing my light. I got to talk faster. Don't put me on 2x speed. Okay. And then I should also show you the small that I got in Smalls Exchange. And it is from Lisa. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Her name is Lisa. I'm going to assume that this is her last name. There's her Instagram. She was lovely and happened to be sitting right next to us. But wait until you see what I got in the Smalls Exchange. This is so good. It is my first ever Biscornu. Look at this one. And it's black cats. It was a Doreen Joan pattern, but look at this. She did the bottom in fabric. I don't even know how you do that. Look how perfect the stitching is. I think she said this was her first or second Biscornu ever. Amazing. Amaze balls. I hid it for my older daughter because I guarantee she would try to steal this from me because she now kind of owns our black cat. And she loves him very much. So I thought that, look at the pumpkin. Look at the pumpkin face. So good. So that was my smalls exchange. And then the last thing that I started at Stitch New England was this Satsuma Street kit because while we were there, the Jingle Ball tickets went on sale. And if you're not familiar with Jingle Ball, check out Lindy Stitches. She's the brainchild, heads it up. It's an amazing online event with just tons of designers. There's tons of classes. I think most of the classes with kits have probably sold out, but there's lots of PDF options. And one of the classes, it's free. It's like just $10 to get into the event. And there's all kinds of amazing entertainment and designer meet and greets and stitching tables just for your entrance fee. But also, Jody Rice of Satsuma Street is going to do a free class for everybody on how to finish these ornaments, on how she finishes her perforated paper ornaments. And I thought, I know I have one of her kits. I want to take that class, but I should stitch it ahead of time. So this was the kit of hers that I had. And let me tell you, I now want to buy all of them because this is so stinking fun. It comes with everything. Like even a needle. It comes with all the beads and sequins and floss and perforated paper. And I started it there at the retreat on like Saturday night or Sunday morning. And I came home and finished it in like 2 days because it was so fun. Look at this. Oh, here, hold on. I think there's a piece. Here we go. Look at that. The colors are amazing and so fun, and all the little beads and sequins. This was a blast. I want to do all of the, I've done a Mill Hill or two, which are also very, very fun, but I just forget. I just forget how fun these little things on perforated paper are. So pretty sure I will be buying some more of her kits at Jingle Ball, if not before. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Jingle Ball class. I may have signed up for a couple other classes too. Just a couple. Okay. So what have I been working on since then? I already showed all of that. Oh, so I decided that after I came back from retreat and finished this, that I was going to move to a kind of rotation that Michelle Bendy has mentioned before, because I am all about the finishes. We'll dip a little into plans. I am turning 50 in like 16 months. Is that right? No, a little more than that. I turned 50 in March of 2025. So I have a little over a year till my 50th birthday. And I have been toying with the idea and have been kind of working towards whipping down, getting my whip count down to 50 or below. So, ideally below, but if I hit 50, that's okay. Before I turn 50, and ideally before the beginning of 2025. So, which would be my 50th birthday year. So I'm trying to get down to 50 whips or less before the beginning of 2025. And then for my 50th birthday year, I'm going to start a lot of things. I had initially thought to myself, like 50, of course, you start 50 things. It's your 50th birthday year, start 50 things. But I've been going through my stash and putting charts aside that I want to start for that. And that's way more than 50. So now I'm thinking 100 things that I have started in 2020. I think I started 67 things. So 50 is not a stretch for me. To start, that would be like one a week, a little less. 100 would be, like 2 a week. I might do that. We will see. We'll see once I get closer to the end of the year and it looks like I'm going to make my goal. So in that spirit, I've been focusing on finishing things. And I've had some finishes this year, and I have UFO'd a few things that I have decided that I'm not going to finish or don't want to finish, just a couple. But so I thought I need to start really focusing on finishing. And what I was going to do was finish my newest start and then go back and do my oldest whip. And then my newest one and my oldest one. So I'm not just working on old things. So I went back, and my oldest start is I think it's called Christmas List or Christmas Wish List by Silver Creek Samplers. Pretty sure that's my oldest, which is great. And I was ready to pick that up, except that it's Christmas themed and it's October. So this is not my oldest whip, but it's very close. I think it's like my third or fourth oldest whip. It's a 2019 whip. I decided anything from 2019 was fair game because that's 4 years old. Friends, it's time to get it done. So I picked up Midnight Watch, and I've been making really good progress on this, and I'm going to finish it soon. Oh, so excited. So I'll show you where I am. Here I am. Ta-da! I mean, seriously. I think since I came back from Stitch New England, I've done all of this house, these pumpkins, that star. This stock needed to be finished up. There were a couple little like doodaddy things that needed to be finished. But when I picked it up, it was just the roof, the stock, and what I have of border. And so I am cruising, and this thing is going to get finished, I think, I don't know, maybe by next week. I am not doing the full alphabet. That's part of it. I'm not doing the full alphabet. I'm going to do my initials, little doodad. I've already charted out my initials, little doodad, and the year, 2023, because it's going to be finished. And then I'm just going to turn the corner on the border. So there we go. Midnight Watch. And this is getting finished. This is on a 32 count linen by R&R in Winter's Brew with some of the called for overdyes and some DMC. So I did overdyes where like it was a lot. This is the DMC. The border is the DMC. Some of the overdyes have changed. I think this is a little brighter carrot. This orange is a little brighter, but I don't mind. I don't mind it being a little brighter. I tend to brighten things up a little bit anyway. So there we go, Midnight Watch. Hopefully the next time I film it's done. So that's very exciting. And then when I finish that, instead of going to my newest whip, which would be Petty, I think I'm going to work on ink circles round robin because I have until the end of December to finish that, but I would just as soon get it done and mailed off before things get busy and hectic at the end of the year. So, and then the other thing I want to finish as well for sure this year, so we'll probably come to before anything else after the ink circles is my New Year New Start, which was Hope Song. And this was just released. So I bought this as a kit, it was not really a club. It was off a Facebook group. I can't remember the name of the Facebook group. I'll put it down here. But they do exclusive kits through shops. And this was through Acorns and Threads last year with and you could get it with this wood, like hornbook type thing that Beth's husband makes. It's beautiful. And you got all the finishing. You know me, I'm a sucker for a kit with finishing materials. So I bought the whole kit with the finishing materials. And did it come with the threads? I think it may have even come with the threads, except maybe not the DMC. Maybe it came just with the Classic Color Works. Anyhow, this was my New Year New Start, and I've been working on it at the beginning of each month with plans to have it done by the end of the year. And I'm close. So I'm just ready to just finish this up and knock it out. So there I am. I have I need Winter Bird Sings and the rest of the border. But this, when you sit down and work on this, it goes pretty quick. So this is all as charted. And Beth gives you like several different variations on chickadees. So that you can pick the one that is most common in your area. And I can't remember which one this was. Sorry. But there's different variations on the bird so that you can pick what is around your area. Anyway, so that is Hope Song. I know I've worked on that since I last visited with y'all. And that's part of plans. So that's plans. Ink circles is plans. And then we'll see. I can either pick up Petty or I might just go back and pick up that oldest whip because by then it'll probably I'll be feeling like stitching Christmas. Probably. I also have Turkey Bay. That's a 2019 whip. So maybe I work on Turkey Bay. We'll see. Let's see how long it takes me to finish Hope Song and Jessie's Ink Circle Round Robin. Okay, just last couple things to show you. I have been doing a tiny little bit of knitting here and there while traveling, and I have been working most recently on this. This is, I don't think I have, do I have the cover page? I don't think I have it in here. This was a box. This was a Halloween October spooky box last year from Treehouse Knits, like one of my all-time favorite yarn dyers. And it was based on Beetlejuice. Like the theme was Beetlejuice, the movie. And the pattern that came with it that was made for the box was by Perfectly Knotted and called the Countdown. I think it's called the Countdown Shawl, Countdown Wrap. But here's where I am. So I've just finished the 4th color. I want to say this has 12 colors and then a main skein. So, ooh, those colors are showing up really pretty. Look how pretty this is. So pretty. So I just finished this color and then I have a couple rows of the main color, which I can't remember the name of it. Look at that. That was the big main skein, and then there are a bunch of minis. And then my next mini is this one. So you can see she kind of does a tonal. So there's a tonal and then a variegated that blends that tonal and this tonal. And then a variegated that blended this one and then this tonal. And then I'll show you the next variegated. Look at that. So you can see what colors we're going into. It's so good. It's so good. And this pattern is really, really fun. It's just got this kind of neat little detail where you kind of have these columns, but it's easy. It's easy travel stitching. And I'm excited to wear this. So it just felt like the right time of year to pull this out. I do have some other knitting projects that I should maybe get to, but I've been on my stitchy bug has been busy. My stitchy bug has me in its grips. So I'm going with it because we're finishing things. Okay. Last thing I want to show you is the things I picked up at Acorn and Threads the other day. I got Petty. And then I also picked up, oh gosh, look at these. It's Chubby Bunny and Chubby Fox. I have Chubby Bird, which I bought as a kit. I think it might have originally been an exclusive kit to Acorns and then became widely available. And I didn't realize, I saw that she had just released Chubby Fox. Look how cute. And then I didn't realize that it's like going to be a series, that there's a Chubby Bunny. Stop. How adorable is that? So I got both of those because I already had Chubby Bird. And then I picked up the last 2 of this year's Fragments in Time by Summer House Stitch Works because this year's series was just so good. And I have the other 6. So I picked up the last 2 and my club coupon book. Now that I think about it, did Acorns do a coupon book this year? I think I bought mine last year at Pinwist. Did I miss them this year? I hope not. There's a coupon for each month. And this month's coupon was 20% off your entire purchase. So not only did I get this, I picked up all of the threads. It called for 1 week's, which I converted to, I think, a General Arts. I think I converted it to a General Arts. I think it was this one. Yep. General Arts Grasshopper, which was like a perfect match. And I wasn't sure how much I was going to need to do all of them plus the border. So I just got 2 of each just to be safe. So ta-da! So I got the threads and this because I have 2019. I have one of the years on the go that I would like to finish next year. And then I think this will be this or last. I have last year's too. Maybe I'll put it to a vote, which set I start when we get closer to it. But I'm ready to go when that one needs to get started. Needs to get started. Okay. I think that's it. I think we're caught up. So I'll do just a quick little life update, like what's been going on with the family since I last saw you. And if you're not interested in that and just wanted to see the stitching, then I will say bye for now. But otherwise, then we'll do a little, just super quick little life update. In May, I went to Stitch North. I think I mentioned that. So that was really very, very fun. And then we came back and finished up the dance season for my youngest daughter who lives here. And then in June, my oldest graduated. So my middle daughter at the end of May came home from college. She finished up her sophomore year. She's now a junior at Fordham, and she came home for the summer and was working an internship here over the summer. So we were really blessed and lucky that she found an internship that she really wanted to do here in the Seattle area. I'm not sure we get so lucky this coming summer. I'm pretty sure she's going to stay in New York. But my oldest graduated from the University of Washington. So that was just an amazing whirlwind of graduations. There were so many like departmental ceremonies because she was a double major. So there were 2 departmental ceremonies. She graduated with honors. She was part of the honors program. So there was an honors like ceremony and then the full university graduation. So that was just an amazing time in June. And then the very end of June, I headed to Las Vegas with my youngest daughter for her dance team's big like national competition. And that was a fantastic week. They had an amazing run at nationals, and my youngest was chosen for that particular convention's like pre-professional mentorship program. They chose, I think, 30 kids out of like hundreds and hundreds in the senior age division. And she was one of 30, which was so exciting and also means that this year is going to be a lot of traveling. So starting in just a few weeks, I'm going to be chaperoning, but she's going to be traveling with that dance convention, just doing all kinds of amazing mentorship and, taking lots of class. And it's a fantastic program. She's very, very excited. So we did that and we came home and we were home for 2 days and then headed to Italy with the whole family. We took what is probably going to be our last big family trip now that Sarah's graduated, and it was a graduation / 25th anniversary trip because my husband and I celebrated our 25th anniversary in April. So whole family. We spent some time in Italy. We did a Mediterranean cruise. I went to Turkey and Greece, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was hot. I melted the entire 2.5 weeks we were gone. I was just melting. But it was so fun. It was a fantastic family trip that we will never forget. Absolutely wonderful. And then came home and just life got Sarah. She moved out of her apartment. She has a job. The college graduate is employed, and she just moved last week into her own apartment. She bought herself a car, moved into her own apartment. She is off adulting. She's a full adult, full-grown adult. Don't know how that happened. Amazing. Amazing. Really happy for her. She's working at a job she loves. And so very exciting. So that's all very exciting stuff. And Abby is back in New York. And yeah, it's going to be busy. This year is going to fly by. It is my youngest senior year. After this year, we'll be empty nesters. She's just finishing up all of her college applications because November 1 is kind of the big deadline. So she has a couple that I think are like November 15th as well, but she's almost done with college applications, and we're going to be doing just a lot of traveling for dance. And she's also doing some clinics. She's considering auditioning for some college dance teams. So it's a busy time, but it's great. It's really great. And I hope that you all are doing well. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your stitching as we come into this fun holiday season. This is my favorite time of year, absolute favorite time of year. So we're just going to soak it all up, and hopefully I'll be back soon-ish. It was so wonderful at the past few events at Pinwis and Stitch New England. I so appreciate everybody that came by and said hi, and how much they, enjoyed my videos when I did them regularly. And I was chastened by all the people who said, I wish you would film again. So here I am. So I'm back. And we'll see how regular and for how long. I definitely am going to be doing a whip parade at the end of the year and really targeting in on which whips that I want to finish. Right now, I think I'm at 72. I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. So I think I'm going to have anywhere between 18 and 20 whips net that I need to finish. And so I've started a couple things this year, hardly anything. I've started a couple things, but I also started and finished small things this year. And I can't do that next year. I have to really focus on the finishing. So, and very, very, very few starts so that I can get under 50. I'm not going to say no starts, because that would be 1, Long Dog Leap Day sale, and 2, did we all see the 2024 Stitch Along that Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery just dropped? They're always huge. They're huge and gorgeous, and I have resisted them every year. But this year has a big clock and squirrels. So I told myself no new year, new start, but we'll see. We'll see how many things I get finished before the end of the year. And then I just might have to start that. And I will not be finishing that with everybody else next year. Maybe I should just save it for a 50th anniversary. Okay, I'm back. Or not 50th anniversary, 50th birthday start. But now I'm just babbling. So I'm really going to go. See you soon. Bye.